a purpose, to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. You know, we wasn't here to write about all the good stuff we did. We wasn't here to do none of this frivolous stuff. For men were created exactly like angels. That's what Yah said in Genesis chapter 1 verses 26. Let us create man in our image. This is what we were created here for, brothers and sisters, to give reverence to Yah, to worship Yah. You know what I'm saying? That's why we were put here initially. To the intent that they should continue pure and righteous, and death which destroys everything could not have taken hold of us, but through this their knowledge, that wanting, that covetousness, that wanting to know more than we should, you know what I'm saying? Because of that, they are perishing, and through this power it is consuming me. So because of our acquisition of this knowledge, which Satan didn't tell us this was going to happen, Satan only said you would be like Yah, you going to know everything. Didn't tell you that you were going to die from it, and you were going to experience all of this pain and this futility. Now, verse 12, and this is what I wanted to read to you guys, because this is the verse that's talking about abortion right here. It says, and the fifth was named Kazdijah. This is the one who showed the children of men all the wicked smitings of spirits and demons, and the smitings of the embryo in the womb, that it might pass away. Wow. So Planned Parenthood abortions is a sin, according to what Yah say. Man, that's murder. That's actually murder. So again, well, Brother Moshe, what if something happened to me? What if I get raped? Hey, so be it. It was Yah's will. You know what I'm saying? Let that child live. Who are we to decide who lives and dies? Well, Brother Moshe, what if I was raped by my father? What if I was a victim of incest? Hey, we have to learn to put it in Yah's hands. Because us in our own understanding, we know nothing. We know nothing at all. As a matter of fact, this scripture wasn't in here, but man, Yah is moving me to do this, man. This was let me see here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I just want to share this real quick. There's that. It's like right here in the beginning. I'm going to go to the book of Ezra real quick. Okay, here it is right here. Now, this is the fourth book of Ezra. This is in volume 1 of the Pseudepigrapha. This is page 529. And the reason I want to read this is because we try to understand everything that Yah does. We try, and again, because of our ego and our arrogance, we think that we can fathom what Yah is doing. And so to answer the question about, this question popped into my head, like somebody might say, well, what if that person was raped? Or what if this, or what if that, So I just want to read this just to give you a bit of understanding on how Yah thinks and what Yah feels. This particular story right here, this is the fourth book of Ezra. Again, it's 529 in the volume 1? Yeah, volume 1 of the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha. This is right before Ezra and the children of Israel are coming back into Israel. This is after the Babylonian occupation of Israel. So the Israelites are coming back in, and this could be referenced in the book of Ezra in the 10th chapter. When Ezra is when they're getting ready to come back into the land. Now Ezra, fasted and prayed to Yah for understanding on why the children of Israel were allowed to be taken into captivity, and why the children of Israel are being allowed to go through what they go through. Just like some of you brothers and sisters out there might wonder, like, man, why are we going through this? Why are we being cursed? Check this out. This is Uriah, the angel Uriah. This is Uriah's reply to Ezra's plea. And the angel that had been sent to me, whose name was Uriah, answered and said to me, your understanding has utterly failed regarding this world. Do you think that you can comprehend the ways of the Most High? Just listen to this. I'm not even going to commentate on it. I'm just going to read it. Then I said, yes, my master. And he replied to me, I have been sent to show you 3 problems. If you can solve one of them for me, just one, I will also show you the way which you desire to see, and will teach you why the heart is evil. And I said, speak on, my master. And he said to me, go weigh for me the weight of fire, or measure for me a measure of wind, or call back for me the day that is in the past. And I answered and said, who of those that have been born can do this, that you ask me concerning these things. And he said to me, if I had asked you how many dwellings are in the heart of the sea, or how many streams are at the source of the deep, or how many streams are above in the firmament, or how many exits of hell, or the lake of fire, or which are the entrances of paradise, or heaven, perhaps you would have said to me, I never went down into the deep, nor has yet into the lake of fire, neither have I ever ascended into heaven. But now I have asked you only about fire, wind, and the day, things through which you have passed through, and without which you cannot exist. And you have given me no answer about them. And he said to me, you cannot understand the things which you have grown up. Basically, he's saying you can't even understand something you see every day. How then can your mind comprehend the way of the Most High? And how can one who is already worn out by the corrupt world understand incorruption? When I heard this, I fell to my face and said to him, it would be better for us to have not been here than to have come here and live in unholiness and to suffer and not understand why. So basically what that angel was saying, what Uriah was saying was, how can you even begin to fathom what Yah has for plan for this world when you can't even understand something about what you see every day? He said, measure for me the measure of fire, or gather for me some wind. You know what I'm saying? Do some stuff that you can see. And then I'll tell you about why everything is going on the way it's going on. Brothers and sisters, I read that so we may understand and humble ourselves. Maybe it's not meant for you to know everything. Maybe it's not meant for you to know why it's a sin to eat pork. Maybe you should just not eat pork. Maybe it's not meant for you to understand how a chicken is clean, but a pig ain't. Maybe it's meant for you just to accept the fact that Yah said the bird is clean and you can eat it. Don't try to come up with some grand understanding on why something is. Maybe it's not meant for you to understand why that particular event happened to that child, allowing her to have a baby, maybe by her father, something like that. I'll give you a case in point. In Melbourne, Australia, about a week ago, a man was arrested for fathering 4 children with his daughter for 30 years. We don't know why that happened, but it had to happen. It happened for a reason, because it was the will of Yah. Who are we to question Yah's will is what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. It's that same arrogant attitude that got us ousted out of the paradise. It got us ousted out of the garden. So we got to leave it at the doorstep when we come in this understanding. You got to leave pride, arrogance, all the workings of the world. You got to leave that crap at the door, or you ain't gonna never grow spiritually in Yah. You can be a proud preacher. You know what I'm saying? You can be a proud Jew. You know what I'm saying? You can be a proud Buddhist, monk, Satanist, Mason. I'm proud of Masonry. I'm a proud American. You can be a proud American, you see? But Yahushua was humble. Read Matthew chapter 6, the ways of a servant. That's how we get down in Israelite heritage. That's what we do. That's how all workers and doers of Yah's will get down. That's how the prophets got down. That's how Yahushua got down. And if you want to get in the kingdom, that's how you got to get down. You got to be humble. No arrogance. But I just wanted to read that, man, because that Ruach was telling me, man, just go there. Just read that scripture. So, man, hey, Yah increase our understanding on that. Sometimes we just got to go with the flow. Sometimes it's not meant for you to understand why and how. It's just meant for you to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Abraham probably wondered, why do I have to sacrifice my only son? But he did it. Or he attempted to, until Yah brought the righteous Malachim down and stopped him. Yahushua said, Father, if it's your will, let this cup pass me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, but if it's your will, then your will shall be done. It was Yah's will, and Yahushua made the ultimate sacrifice for us. So brothers and sisters, let's not try to worry about how it works. Let's just worry about that it's working, and let's do it. Alright, let's go to Jasher chapter 4. We're going to read the entire 4th chapter of Jasher. Alright, and this right here, this is excuse me. Again, Jasher chapter 4 in the book of Jasher. And it says, all the days that Enoch lived upon the earth were 365. So this is after the death of Enoch. And Enoch had ascended into heaven. And when Enoch had ascended into heaven. Not true. Enoch is not in heaven, brothers and sisters. We know that. If you go to our Words of the Week section of www.hebrewisraelites.org, Brother Obadiah did an outstanding breakdown about the soul and the spirit. And by scripture, the Ak broke down that when you die, your Ruach goes back to Yah. You his body dies, your spirit goes back to Yah to be resurrected again in the first or second resurrection. You see, Enoch ain't in heaven chilling with Yah. Yahushua is the only person who walked as a physical man and ascended back into heaven. When it says that Enoch went up to heaven with Yah, that's not what it meant. It didn't mean that. All right, now. All the kings of the earth rose and took Methuselah his son and anointed him, and they caused him to reign over them in place of their father. And Methuselah acted uprightly in the sight of Yah, as his father Enoch had taught him, and likewise during the whole of his life taught the sons of men wisdom and knowledge and the fear of Yah, and he did not turn from the good way, either to the right or to the left. Now that part right there in itself is deep, because remember what we read back in here about Canaan in chapter 2 of Jasher? It said he taught men wisdom and knowledge, but he was wicked. And now conversely, we have Methuselah, a righteous man, teaching men wisdom and knowledge and the fear of Yah. See that? That's the difference between that forbidden knowledge and the knowledge that Yah gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? I know about constellations and stuff like that. I know about meteorology, as do most brothers and sisters in this organization and throughout the world, man. People know about things, but it's when you start, attributing things to God. It's like, oh, that's the God of nature moving the earth. Oh, Mother Earth is in charge. Oh, Father Time and all of this stuff. That's when it gets wrong. Excuse me, and that's when it turns into sin. You see what I'm saying? And by the same token, I would never go out to an astrologer or some, soothsayer or some voodoo shaman, to cast a spell on somebody, and I would never cast a spell on anybody. You see what I'm saying? Because you can pronounce a curse on somebody and say, man, I hope you die. Something as simple as that is pronouncing a curse, brothers and sisters. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. That is the difference between the knowledge and wisdom that Methuselah taught as opposed to the knowledge and wisdom that Canaan taught. But in the latter days of Methuselah, the son of man, turned from Yah. They corrupted the earth. They robbed and plundered each other, and they rebelled against Yah, and they transgressed. And they corrupted their ways, and would not hearken to the voice of Methuselah, but rebelled against him. So here we go again. This influence by the gods, is get these people going again. And the Most High Yah was exceedingly wroth against them. And the Most High continued to destroy the seed in those days, so that there was neither nor sowing nor reaping in the earth. For when they sowed the ground in order that they might obtain food for their support, behold, thorns and thistles were produced, which they did not sow. So you see, again, going back to Genesis chapter 3, that quest for the forbidden knowledge, man, worshiping gods. What is going to happen? Thorns and thistles is going to grow up. And that's the same today, brothers and sisters. When you're doing wrong, wrong is going to come to you. That's exactly what that scripture's saying right there. See what I'm saying? They needed food. They needed to go out there. They went out there and worked the field. Nothing good came to them. By the same token, when you out here, say you out here doing wicked, and you out here doing unrighteous works and things like that, and you find yourself caught up in a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? That's that curse that Yah pronounces on you. Young women, take this case. You out there fornicating, having premarital sex, whoring basically, you know what I'm saying? Then that curse that Yah pronounced upon you, that you will give birth in pains. You get pregnant and you have a child. You see what I'm saying? It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing the fact that you had a child, but you're cursed because you're going to go through the pains of labor and to have that child, and you have to raise that child. Men, by the same token, ox, you know what I'm saying? Here in the United States, you go out slanging and banging, you know what I'm saying? Then you go out and you get a girl pregnant. Now you have the duty to go out and support that child. You see what I'm saying? And that's it right there. You got to go out there and work, and it's hard for a Hebrew man to go out here and find a job. Those are your thorn and thistles. You know what I'm saying? When you go out there, especially if you're not in Yah. If you in Yah, you know what I'm saying? Yah is going to take care of you. You see what I'm saying? But you're out there in the world, and then you get a girl pregnant, you have to, you know what I'm saying? Not even just with, pregnancy and things like that. I was just using that as an example. But say if you're just not living right and you're out there in the world and you try to get a job, be like, man, I can't get a job for nothing, man. You ain't got Yah in your life. You know what I'm saying? You out there living in the world. You out there worshiping the gods of the gods of nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You idolizing Tyler Perry, Wesley Snipes, and all that. When you call these people idols and you look up to these people and all of that, you look up to people who aren't men and women of Yah, then you're idolizing. So you're God worshiping. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. And when you're out there in the world doing those bad things, you not having a job, you struggling, if you got a job, you know what I'm saying? Those are your thorn and thistles in these days. That's how it correlates to nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That's just it.